All right, I want to finish up here and talk a little bit about the last two things, and I didn't want to put it on the last one to make it too long. After all of that is done and the certificate of occupancy is issued and all that goes on, during the process, there are inspections or walkthroughs that are done by a construction foreman, potentially by the new homeowner as well. Because what's going to happen is they're going to have to sign off on a couple of different times to make sure that happens. Typically, there's 2 or 3 walkthroughs. There's one what they call the framing. After the framing's done, that kind of lays out. And if you've ever seen a house with frame but no drywall yet, it's kind of hard to stand in there and look at it and go, okay, that's this wall, right? And the wall, I can see through and see that wall. It's kind of disconcerting when you first. It takes a minute to actually look at it. So the first one's usually, the framing, or sometimes they call it pre-drywall, because remember, I'm telling you, the drywall is one of the last things. They've already got the wire done and all the. But what happens is they've got the frame up, they got the roof on. The new owners or the potential buyers will come through and walk in the house and go, oh, okay, yeah, here's the living room like we asked. And then you walk around this hallway and there's the family room. And then the family room, you turn the corner and there's the stairs. So you walk up the stairs. And upstairs, you turn to the right, and here's the master bedroom. And then across the hall is the 2 other bedrooms. So that's what you kind of do. You don't actually kind of do it, you do it, all right? This is where the construction manager makes sure that all the options that you've upgraded. Say you wanted, instead of a 9-foot ceiling, you wanted the vaulted ceiling. So you would go in and say, oh, there's no rafters. Oh, you can see the rafters way up there because we haven't drywalled it yet. But that's where the vaulted ceiling's going to go. Okay. You can look and say, oh, I can see the rough end of the cabinets. Maybe here's where the washer and dryer, there's where the sinks go. It's not in there yet, but I can see the window, so I know where the sink's at. Then after that's done, you may do a mechanical or sometimes a pre-settlement walkthrough. This is where the guy's going to go in and show you how things work. So now you've got the drywall done, you've got the appliances in, he's going to show you how things work. And then typically, one more time, you're going to do a final walkthrough. The final walkthrough is going to create what's called a punch-out list. Things that maybe where you're going to walk through and go, hey, the interior trim right here didn't get painted. You need to repaint this portion, or it's very thin. I can see the wood through. Or it looks like someone kicked a hole in the drywall where they're working and no one caught it, so there's a hole in that drywall. Or whatever. The window is out of alignment, so it doesn't slide down straight. These are what's going to create a punch-out list. A punch-out list is a list of very minor, hopefully, finger quotes for those at home, list of things that need to be done to final touches, okay? Now, depending on how your relationship is with your builder and vice versa, after the punch-out list is created, you may go back specifically to look at that punch-out list. I have dealt with one client that said, that guy, the builder's a friend of mine, I don't need to go look at the punch-out list. I know him well enough that he did what he was going to do, and if he doesn't, I'll go over to his house and beat him up. So I have had people create a punch-out list and never check it because they felt comfortable with the builder. Not my recommended advice. All right, then you do a final walkthrough. Yeah, we're done. Let's go to the closing. And you're during a closing. Now, most new builders also do this other thing, and it's typically 1 year after you move in. In Indiana, we have what they call the freeze-thaw cycle, so things tend to shift. And what happens is your house can torque a little bit or twist. Almost said twerk. Don't want to twerk. I actually saw twerking for the first time the other night. It was my first father-daughter dance, so don't worry about it. I know, that was bad. Well, Boy, all the mic's not working. That was a good joke, but I'm mad because the mic for you guys, I guess they don't get to hear all the comment that you made about that. That was a funny joke too, by the way. Yeah, now I forgot. The house twists a little bit, or torque, and when it torques, it could do things like what's called a nail pop, where one of the nails that's holding the drywall up might just get pushed out, an eighth of an inch or a quarter of an inch. Well, in order to keep you from calling the builder and going, hey, come do this, what they do is this anniversary walkthrough. Typically anywhere from 10 to 12 months after you move in, they literally will come back in and do a lot of the things that have happened, like nail pops are a very common one. Hey, cabinet doors need to be realigned. The sliding glass door needs to be adjusted again. There's a crack in our sidewalk because you didn't do something, and now when the ground twisted, it cracked the cement. They may re-pour that. So that's just, and those are what they call non-emergency stuff, all right? So that is very common for most people to do an anniversary. So you've got 2 or 3 at the beginning, then you've got 1 at the end, all right? Now the last one is the green building concepts. Dude, I don't know how much we can get in depth into this. Green building is theoretically, it's a cool thing, right? It's kind of like a unicorn, in my opinion. Unicorns are nice and they're cool, but can they really exist? Has anybody ever seen one? And what I mean is, in practicality, it gets kind of hard, or they change the definition. I had a guy that was a green builder, and gosh, what was it called? He had some kind of rating where he could build green stuff. Well, when he first started, and when it was called Castelia Homes. When the green designation came out, he was using a lot of like bamboo flooring, all right, because grows quick and doesn't have a lot of the bad elements in it. It's very inexpensive. It's a good thing, right? Well, then there was this new powers that be that kind of changed the business model that said, hey, wait a minute, to get bamboo flooring up to Indiana, how much carbon footprint is used? You got to cut it down in South America. You got to take it to the boat. You got to take the boat to the United States. The United States puts it on a boat, ships it to Home Depot. You got to go get it at Home Depot and bring it home. So even though it may be a good for the environment, all of the other stuff to get it there is bad. So they went to this thing now where Frank now says, well, I buy everything within 100 or 200 miles. Everything's produced within 200 miles of the house. So it's kind of a different definition. I mean, sure, we all want high energy appliances, and some builders go, oh, well, we use recycled drywall, so we're green. Or we use a high energy efficient SEER 20 air conditioner. Don't ask, we're not getting into it. But what I mean is that's a high energy efficient, highly efficient, so you waste less fuel, which makes it green. All kinds of ways to have green builders. I don't know if that's a big a thing anymore to say I want to buy the home because it's green. I know for a long, long time Volvo was making cars that were green, that they were recycled. The problem was the cost of that was more than the cost of a brand new car. And once again, people are like, yes, theoretically green is great, yay. But if it's going to cost me another 20 grand to buy a car, I can't afford it, so I'll buy the other car. While I understand that green's great, I can't attain it. So that's how I feel about the green building concept. All right. All right, that is the end of the course. Thank you very much. All right, I understand that. Yeah, thank you. I know. Yeah. There is no test. What you need to do is print your certificate off, submit it to the state. All right, that will make you managing broker eligible. Then you can go out and start your own. Oh wait, wrong course. Yeah. Hey, start again. People at home are freaking out. They're going, what the? I wondered why you guys had that funny look on your face. My bad, totally. This is the 30-hour post-licensing course. You still need to prove this. So when you're done, you can print this out, print your certificate out, and submit it to the state, because you have to do this in your first 2 years. All right, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to end the video. People listening at home, if you've got any questions, you can give me a call. Call me at the office. It's 317-865-9400. But there is no quiz to this. Just go in and print the certificate and send it. All right? Thank you.